Call to order, please rise and stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The school board will convene to executive session tonight to consider the employment promotion evaluation data over any public employee in which the government body has jurisdiction or exercises responsibility under Wisconsin statute 19.85, parent 1, parent C. There's one correction to the consent agenda. Item number 4, they are not uniforms, they are warm-ups, the boys basketball team warm-ups. So with that, are there any items anyone wishes removed from the consent agenda? Is there a motion to approve?
I would move to approve the consent agenda as corrected.
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. And that includes some very nice donations from Smile Designs to the Special Education Department. The ball rack and basketballs from the Pioneer Athletic Booster Club to the high school boys basketball team. Volleyballs from the Pioneer Athletic Booster Club to the high school girls volleyball team. And the Mighty Pioneers for the high school boys basketball team, warm-ups and gear. Also, I guess that's it. Okay. We'll move to administrator reports then. Well, they've got all the resignations, it's all under consent agenda. So, did anybody have any questions about those additional 4 items under consent agenda? Chris Horvath, resigning as assistant track and field coach, the lawn, and the snow removal, and the propane bid, and the resolution for health consortium.
Okay.
If not, then the item is done, we'll move to administrator reports. Ms. Markgraf.
Yeah, I'd love to start. Around this time of year, I always try and highlight the STRIDE program that happens at Sevastopol, and I just, on my report, want to highlight our STRIDE provider last year saw 32 students, and that equals, 403 sessions. So really the work that the students put in and that Mrs. Higginbotham works with them is pretty exceptional. We see a lot of students come through. And just want the board to know that Miss Higginbotham's roster again is pretty full. So our first day was the 17th where she started to see kids this week. She saw a full load of kids and she's coming back on Friday as well. So we have kept that roster full. Just shows the need within the school, and it's nice that it's such a smooth process now that, kids are in and being seen just in the first couple weeks of school. So it's something that
Is that like even across all grade levels, or is there more?
It fluctuates.
High school?
I will say right now we have more referrals in the, he's not even, there's a couple in the elementary school and 2 in the high school. So I would say it used to be more younger kids, but we're seeing over the past couple of years in our middle school and high school kids that we've seen. So it's a good program. It's worth it. Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you. May I add one more thing? Mr. Hiltz isn't here today, but he did ask me to let the board know that he secured a date for the bookmobile, and he wants folks to know that it's October 4th from 9 to 11 a.m. So that's the bookmobile.
What time?
9 a.m. to 11 a.m. on October 4th.
Is that the first time it's been there?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank
It was here in the dark ages.
Are they giving all the elementary kids a book? Good.
Do we have any students in the alternative program that Sturgeon Bay is running? We
do not.
We do not.
We do not.
Is there, we don't have a need, or is there?
We're using other facilities right now.
Okay.
So right now, there's not a need for.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mr. Schaefer?
Thank you. I just want to highlight two groups today. Well, more than that, but two main groups I'd like to talk about. First of all, our staff and what they've done. We have many of our programs and organizations, clubs, that we're not even into the third week and things are up and running and they're doing amazing things. So you think about all that goes into getting ready for the year when the students are first coming, and then they're devoting time, during their lunch hour. Students are giving up their lunch hour, and we do spread our students a little bit thin because there's many of them that are a part of many different clubs, and so they're coming in from one lunch to another. And I just really want to highlight that. And I'm just going to do this really quick for the sake of time, but I want to start with our student council this year, which I'm incredibly excited about. Last year we had 16 members. This year we have 28. David Phillips is directing our student council. We did something we've never done since I've been here. We actually had candidates who get nominated, then they had to get endorsements from staff, and then they had to go in front of the whole student body and campaign as to why you should vote for them for the positions that they were running. It was great energy. The students that were running were bringing up good topics that were important to them, and there was just great energy. It was really cool when we were done. And so we have our executive officers, so they could be any grade level, freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. And we have 4 executive officers, and then we have 6 leadership team members for each grade level. So 28 people in our student council, and they're going to be doing a lot of things. And currently, they're getting ready for our tailgate next week. So that's been pretty exciting. Project 180, a group that just constantly is growing and getting better under the direction of Stephen Umentum and Carol Schumacher. But Project 180 is already working on our very first, it's called the Mental Health Day. We did it last year, just giving students an opportunity to spend time together outside, socialize away from any distractions, just enjoy each other. And a few things about that, they have 30 students that are already a part of the club, and that was on September 10th they started. And to be a Project 180 member, it's a leadership group, and we have Project 180 groups at every Door County school. But to be a member, you have to pledge to live a drug and alcohol-free life, be a positive role model, promote alternative choices to live a healthy lifestyle, bless you, and seek ways to connect and serve your community. NHS, under the direction of Miss Vanderhoof, it's incredible. She's taken over NHS, which was formerly run by Heather Spetz. But they're already working on they're going to do a trick-or-treat, trot, fun run, walk. And they're going to do the proceeds are going to benefit, it's a cancer benefit. And we're going to help, the goal for the NHS is to help people within our Sevastopol community with cancer. Can't be more amazing than that. And Miss Vanderhoof, not that she's doing enough already, I mean, it's amazing. She then started a brand new club, never started before, Rotary Interact. And already they have 30 members, they developed their club bylaws, their club constitution. They had a chance to meet with breakfast Rotary members and meet with the district governor, Roger Guttenheim. So that was exciting. I mean, just great things are happening. And then I know we talked a little bit about esports. Right now we have 12 confirmed members. And I know all of you guys know the games that they're going to be playing. So I'll just list them for you because I know we're all playing them. But Mario Kart, Super Smash Brothers, and Fortnite Zone Wars. Right, Jerry? You love those?
I know Mario Brothers.
Okay. But anyways, there's a good start. We got 12 members with all the fall sports. They're expecting that to increase. And finally, I just want to highlight our multicultural club, which I think is awesome that we do here. And especially, for example, we have a foreign exchange student, and he's involved, and he's already going to be presenting in their next meeting. And they're going to be serving Thai food and talking about his native country. So you talk about inclusivity, and here's a new student to our Sevastopol family, he's part of the club, and we're highlighting him and where he's coming from and saying, hey, you know what, you matter. And just because you're from a different country, we accept you, we want to learn about you, and you're part of what we're doing. And by the way, his name's Peach because I don't know quite yet how to pronounce his first name, but we call him Peach. But he has just done a great job of immersing into our school culture. So just a huge shout out to our staff and our students and all that they're doing. I mean, it's incredible.
These are what Thailand is?
I'm sorry?
Where you said this, the exchange students from?
Thailand.
Excellent. Superintendent's report.
Thank you. First and foremost, we had an excellent start to the school year. A huge shout out to all of our staff for their ongoing commitment to serve our students and our community. Last week, I was able to attend the CISA 7 superintendent meeting. Continue to be thoroughly pleased with the resources that they provide our district to be able to help us meet our needs at an extremely low cost when we look at the overall services that they're provided. Another opportunity to network with the superintendents in the area and to stay informed on some of the state legislation that's happening around Act 20 and the pieces that we need to do as a district to ensure that we're in compliance with that component. Majority of my time, as you know, has been working to kick off the informational sessions on the referendum. We started on September 4th with a radio kickoff, thanks to Ms. Berry and myself. We have our website page up and running with information that we'll be continuing to add throughout this whole process. We've had several information sessions. We had 2 last week, September 11th and the 13th. And on Monday, we were at Sevastopol Town Hall, answering the questions of the community to get a better understanding of what those needs are. We had a media article out in the Door County Daily News, and this Friday, the Pulse will be putting an article about the information on our referendum. Coming soon to Facebook will be an FAQ to answer some of those questions we're receiving in those informational sessions. A flyer will be put out to our community on the last Friday of the month of September. We have upcoming informational sessions that are posted up on the website. We will be at Jacksonport Town Hall on 7 p.m. on September 24th. And then as we continue to move forward, we are putting together some video clips, and if need be, additional information sessions have been posted for October. So that's been keeping us really busy. Thanks to all of the board members who have been able to participate and help engage in the conversations to ask the questions for the community. Upcoming this Friday, tomorrow is a big day for us. It's our student count. And the student count obviously generates our revenue. And right now we are anticipating a slight increase, not significant, but we should have a couple of increases in our students. Every student matters. And then next week, just to share, I will be at the State Superintendent Conference in Madison on Wednesday and Thursday, but I'll be back on Friday because we know next week is homecoming. So come out for the festivities. Thank you.
You mentioned the CISA services, and I would just note that last year, CISA decided to itemize the amount of services provided free to each district, and our total was $118,000 of free services last school year from CISA.
I had, after one of our last meetings, it was an early meeting, I can't remember, it was a 6 o'clock meeting, and I had a couple of comments that was really nice to come at 6 o'clock and down a little bit earlier. So this isn't a discussion item today. I'm leaving it with you to think about to see how it works into your personal schedules. And next meeting, we will talk about whether we want to think about moving the time of our meeting from 7 o'clock to 6 o'clock.
Sometime after, in the next year, one of our meetings, we could discuss mathematics. Math, and how we teach math and all that. Because I've often had parents say to me, they can't help their second grader anymore with math is the way it's taught. But what was really disturbing has nothing to do with this school, just probably the country in general. I ran into a young man who works in one of the restaurants from Romania. He's in college, and I said to him, well, what's your major? He says, mathematics. I said, oh, mathematics. I said, you ever think about coming back here to teach? No. He said, I don't have any education hours. I said, what do you get around that? He says, I don't know why I teach in the United States anyway. The math is too easy. And I thought, wow. So here,
Maybe use it for him.
no, he means like where he's from, the level where the kids know, students know of mathematics is much higher than the level in the station, which probably corresponds to with like in the 60s or so, the U.S. was second or third in mathematics. Now we're 13th or 15th in mathematics. So I just think it'd be interesting to see from the teacher's point of view what's going on with mathematics. You know, how is it taught? Where do we get the feedback we get from the parents? Are we as good in mathematics as we were, let's say, in the early 70s, late 60s? And our kids, you know. So it's a topic I just think it'd be interesting to talk about.
It ties directly into our school report card report, so Melissa and I can work on that and put together some information around where we...
But wait till after we're done with all this.
Okay. Got it.
First,
We'll put it on
it's
the
next year.
to-do list.
2025.
Last year,
It's
we
after
were-
November 5th, because November 5th is going to be a great day.
In the past, there were meetings picked, and then certain departments would come in and summarize what's going on and stuff. So it's maybe just a continuation of that with a focus on math. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, let's get some other priorities taken care of.
Hey, building and grounds met on September 5th. Do you have anything you want to report to us, building and grounds?
I got that.
The only thing I would add is, for me, is they're starting to put together. I call it a long-range plan. There'll be varying levels of detail, right? But it'll be a great place to start helping decisions within the building and grounds community, which come to the school board. So I think they're projecting more out, so we have a better awareness of where it's going on. They have to move money around. You know, if something lasts longer than we needed it to, that's good. If something breaks sooner, we have just some more area to move around and influence maintenance budgets through the year. So I'm excited about that maturing and getting, continuing to revisit that actually. It's more of a living document. We've had them in the past, we just haven't updated in a while.
Excellent. Anything on the budget report?
The budget report is included in your packet. Nothing to report at this point. Working on the 24-25 budget again, and we'll be presenting that to you at the next meeting.
Okay, thank you. Facilities? Nothing? Okay. Anything you want to report legislatively, Sue?
Yes. I did have the opportunity to join the WASB team that went to Washington, D.C. last week. Should be noted this was no cost to our district. All of the cost was picked up by WASB. We attended the Consortium of State School Boards Federal Advocacy Conference on September 8th through the 10th in Washington, D.C. 25 states belong to this consortium, and there were about 300 people in attendance. This is a nonpartisan national alliance dedicated to sharing resources and information to support, promote, and strengthen state school board associations as they serve their local districts and school board members. Why were we there? One, to build relationships with our legislators, to inform and educate them, to share our stories. And I had some good stories to share from our district. Randy had given me some facts and figures that I could share, particularly about special education and the kinds of funding that we need for mental health services. And we were also there to ask our legislators for the kinds of things that we need. The first day we were there was an opportunity for us to learn from various Washington, D.C. agencies, including the Deputy Secretary of U.S. Education and a demographer who was absolutely out of this world. In fact, when we got done listening to him, we all 7 of us in our group said, we have to get this guy for our state convention. His topic was gale force demographic wind gusts ahead. And he talked about a new normal, our changing population, the migration to the southern states, the changes in longevity of people and the implications of that, the COVID and drug abuse death and the implications for that. And to me, demographics are usually pretty boring. Not with this guy. He had a great sense of humor and had a great method of presentation, so I do hope we get him at our convention in January. Lots of good speakers, lots of good information, lots of information on nutrition programs. There are some states and districts that are particularly interested in free meals for all students. From Wisconsin, the 7 of us split into 2 teams. I had the opportunity to meet with several senators and representatives or their staff. And their staffers are good. They know what's going on, they take notes, they're very interested. And I would say we did get a warm reception from these people. And I know that we now have some inroads there. I met with Senator Johnson's staff, Senator Baldwin's staff, and Representatives Glenn Grothman, Tom Tiffany, Mark Pocan, Scott Fitzgerald, and Brian Steele. We had 3 asks of these representatives or their staff. Melissa's going to like this one, special education. The feds had promised 40% for special education. We're currently at 10.7. So that was a big concern for every single district that was there. And I shared examples from Sevastopol on this. Tasha and Randy had gotten me that information. Our second ask was mental health. And here again, I shared examples. We have 2 great counselors, we have no staff social workers, and we have very, very limited school site services. And Stephen's going to like this, the E-rate. To maintain the E-rate, even though the Fifth Circuit has ruled it unconstitutional, we need that money. And I was able to share examples of the kinds of concerns we have here with high-speed internet. The Fifth Circuit has ruled the E-rate unconstitutional. So that's a battle that we are. The E-rate is reimbursement for services in the technology areas. So all in all, I think it was great, and I was pleased to have that opportunity to be able to bring this back. Just a couple of other things. WASB has developed a legislative agenda for 2025. And no surprise, one of the areas is to support increasing special education categorical aid with the goal of eventually reimbursing us 90% of the prior year's eligible costs. The second area of budget priority is to increase the amount of spendable resources that districts have, not just reimbursing the municipalities with more money, because that doesn't give us any inflationary increased spendable resources. WASB will also continue to support local school board authority and will focus on staff recruitment and retention as well as mental health services. So you can see how these align with what we were talking about in Washington, D.C. So that's where it's at, and we will have a day at the Capitol in March, so anyone interested in going down to that, meeting with our state legislators on the state budget, we have to make our voices heard. Otherwise, we don't stand a chance of getting the funding that we need.
Thank you.
Thank you, Susan.
Yeah.
We have 2 students requesting early graduation. Mr. Schaefer, do you want to?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
We have 2 students requesting early graduation.
Yes,
Want to
sir.
speak on that?
Sure, yeah. Both students, Eli Bell and Slade Nash, are in attendance here today. Both great guys. Both have applied themselves. They're in great academic standing. They're looking to get out and get started in their careers and things that they want to do and pursue. And as a school, I think it's important that we support our students and help them in their next journey and whatever that looks like. It's different for all students. And last year we had a student graduate a year early, and now we have students who, they've done the work, they worked hard, they're ready to move on, they're already involved. Eli in his family business and Sladen with the company that he's been working for. He had a great summer and is doing his youth apprenticeship through them as well, and they're just ready to move on and get on to the next chapter of their life, and I think they've earned it, they deserve it, and I'm just very proud of both of them. I thought they wrote a great letter explaining why and what they were looking to do, and so I'm very proud of them for advocating for themselves, and I would like to have the board support in promoting them to be able to graduate early.
They're meeting all the requirements, right? That's for the
Yes,
school.
sir.
And then it's contingent that one online class has to get done for one of the requirements, is that
Yep.
right?
Yes, sir.
But other than that, they'll satisfy it all?
Yep.
We'll take a motion, one separate motion on each one of them.
Move to accept the early graduation application of student number 1.
Second.
I think we can use his name now. Right.
Eli Bell.
Any questions or discussion?
I would just add that I was very impressed with the letters of both of these students. I think they were very thoughtful and very well written.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. And then second student.
I'd make a motion to accept the early graduation request of St. Measure.
Second.
Questions or discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Congratulations, gentlemen. Okay. We will then move on to discuss the resolution authorizing the transfer of funds, the establishment of an escrow account with respect to the defeasance of certain of the general obligation refunding bonds dated March 20th, 2019.
Okay, so you have a resolution included in your packet that authorizes the defeasance of these bonds. So we've already levied for this, this debt service. Those funds are sitting in our account, and the principal defeasance totals $2.71 million. What we've done is spread that amount over several maturities. This was done to reduce the total debt service payment in future school years, in which we want some additional flexibility and to reduce our tax levy. This total defeasance, or this debt defeasance, saves the district a little over $1 million in interest costs over the remaining life of the debt, and it reduces the final maturity of the district's debt to 2036.
Does anyone have questions on that?
Is this the last one we'll be making for?
No, we will be coming back with our budget for 24-25 with a defeasance
Okay.
plan.
So the next fiscal budget will
Right.
include that.
Then we should have a motion with the exact, since it's a resolution, we should have a motion with the exact wording.
The whole thing or just that first paragraph?
It's, the wording is resolution authorizing the transfer of funds, the establishment of an escrow account with respect to and the defeasance of certain of the general obligation refunding bonds dated March 20th of 2019. Someone let's make that motion, and Kaylee will roll the words into the motion.
Move to approve the resolution authorizing the transfer of funds, the establishment of an escrow account with respect to and the defeasance of certain of the general obligation refunding bonds dated March 20, 2019.
Second.
Questions or discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. That would conclude our regular business, so I will take a motion to convene the executive session. Is there a second to convene the executive session?
Second.
Roll call vote.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried at 7:30 PM. Thank you, everyone. Okay, then we are back in open session, and we will look for a motion on the science classroom aid.
I move to, I recommend that we hire Wenbo Martin Wu. Is that what it is? And for the science classroom aid.
Second.
Questions or discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Then we'll take the motion on the new employee contract revision.
I'll make a motion to approve the amended contract for Lumiere.
Second.
Questions or discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. And then, motion on the timing stipend for track and cross country.
Move to approve the $100 per operator stipend for cross-country timers for event
And it's track.
and track.
Second.
Questions or discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Future meetings, Communication Committee will meet on September 23rd, that's Monday. Policy Committee meets on September 30th. There are informational sessions for the referendum on the 24th at 7 a.m., the 30th at 7 p.m., the 8th at 7 p.m., and October 23rd at 4 p.m., and then we have our regular meeting October 16th, and homecoming is Friday. If there's nothing else, I'll take a motion to
What's your
adjourn.
policies meeting?
The 30th, it's
That's right.
Policy.
The 30th.
September 30th.
Okay.
Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned at 8:05 PM.